and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to share with you some of my go-to vegan meals that I've been making once a week, if not a few times a week. These are so nourishing and use very accessible whole foods, plant-based ingredients that you can find at Walmart, at Trader Joe's, at Costco. I have been really loving just eating pretty nutrient dense and getting a lot of greens and a variety of veggies in every single day, and I really feel like that's what makes you glow from the inside out. And I hope that you find a new recipe that you like in here. Yeah, let's just get into it. And our food journey through this week begins with this Mediterranean bowl. This is me recreating a really yummy bowl that I had in Morocco. All you're going to need are some tomatoes, sliced almonds, cilantro, preferably mint, whatever you have on hand will do, some chickpeas, cucumber, sliced spinach, lemon, and maple syrup for the sauce. You can also add some olive oil and some fluffy quinoa. This is the main base. All you're going to do is throw all of this together in one bowl. In Morocco, I had this with some raisins in it, but I personally just love to squeeze lemon on top and then drizzle maple syrup to get that sweetness, and the textures are so good in this. The flavors are so well balanced, and then I just added a dollop of hummus on top, and this is just a great go-to meal. Next up, we have this macro wrap. Now, I normally make macro bowls, but this lentil wrap is a game changer. All you're going to do is soak some lentils overnight and then blend the lentils with equal parts water. So if you do 2 cups of lentils, just add 2 cups of water in your blender and blend everything up until it's relatively smooth. It should look a little something like this, and I season this with some garam masala seasoning, herbs de Provence, and garlic powder, but you can add any seasonings that you like and make this different every single time, and then just layer this mixture on parchment paper, throw it into the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 or 15 minutes until it gets nice and crispy. And while that is cooking, I just like to prep my veggies, so whatever veggies you have on hand will do. I personally love zucchini and kale, and I just steam these up with water and then drain the water. For the all-important sauce, this is my favorite go-to sauce. I'm using some tahini, squeezing some lemon, spraying some liquid aminos, but you can also use soy sauce, and then maple syrup and sriracha. And I just add water and go in with the other ingredients until it tastes just right and the texture is really good. This is such a versatile sauce, but all you're going to do is throw everything together. I really love these simple meals where you just prep the veggies and the meal is basically done. So I added a Hillary's veggie burger, steamed veggies, my cucumber and sprouts, kimchi, and then I artfully drizzled the sauce all over the top. This is so delicious. I ate this like 5 days in a row, and you can roll this up and eat it as a wrap, but I find that can be a bit messy, so I just like to mix all the ingredients together and eat it with a fork and knife. Another variation of this wrap is with cucumbers. I use cucumbers, spinach, sprouts, cilantro, yellow pepper, and this Kite Hill cream cheese. This is a little bit more of a specialty vegan item, so if you can't find this cream cheese, then you can just use homemade hummus, which is pretty simple to make with chickpeas and tahini, or just any sauce or spread that you enjoy. And I personally just love cucumbers and cream cheese. There's something so classic about it. And then I just load on my spinach, sprouts, and pepper. This one is easier to roll up because the cream cheese has a creamy viscosity, and this is so delicious. It hits the spot and is great for on the go. These Oat Bites are also really good for on the go. I love having it for breakfast. I'm using some coconut flakes, vanilla flavored protein powder, and some maple syrup, as well as some almond milk, but you can use any nut milk that you have on hand, and oats. I don't have any measurements for this, but I went in with some cinnamon, baking powder, a little bit of vanilla extract, then just the rest of my ingredients. And you can just use a banana and any dried fruit that you want and mix everything together by hand. If you use a banana, then you don't need to use almond milk. And then I just poured some dark chocolate chips on top and formed these into little cookies. You can also just leave all these ingredients as they are and make a granola, but I personally love these in cookie form. And then all you have to do is throw these in the oven at 350 until until they're pretty cooked through. They should be nice and gooey on the inside, but a little harder on the outside. These will really keep you satiated for a long period of time. And the easiest recipe is this last one, where you can chop any veggies that you have on hand. I'm using Brussels sprouts and yellow pepper, but the main thing is you probably want to use onion for this because it adds so much flavor. You're just gonna add all of these veggies into a bowl and season it. I seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and olive oil. This is just kind of my go-to seasoning mix, and I just tossed all of these together. You can add potato, oyster mushrooms, whatever you like, and I just threw that in the oven at 350 to 400 degrees until everything was fully cooked and the kitchen smelled delicious. I also put some rice on the stove to cook, but this is really yummy over quinoa as well. This is such an easy thing to make when you've had a really busy day. I drizzled some balsamic vinaigrette on top, and this is great served with a little side salad. These are some recipes that I've been eating recently. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found some new meal inspo, and I just wanted to remind you to really be present with your food and really treat cooking and eating like a ritual. I realized that one of the biggest things that have been helping my relationship to food and my binge eating is just being present with myself, with my body and my energetic state before I eat, by praying over my food and breathing deep into my belly, into my diaphragm, and then after I eat, also just being so present with the state of my body and my mind. I think before I went vegan was a lot less aware of how foods were making me feel, but after I went vegan, I realized that some foods make me a little bit more bloated than others, some foods digest better than others, and I just started to bring awareness to that and awareness to how my body was responding to certain meals and just tailoring my diet accordingly. Now, these things have changed for me throughout the years. It used to be bread, it used to be chickpeas, it used to be just anything fried would make me bloated, and I would just cut those things out or eat a lot less of them when I noticed that reaction, and that has been so helpful to me. So please just honor your body and sit with it after you try any of these meals, because maybe it won't digest well even though it works for me, and just tailor your diet accordingly. We have so much control over what we let in. I think diet is so important. There's that saying, you are what you eat, but I genuinely think that whatever frequency or state of mind they are in when you're eating, you're kind of feeding that energy. And I also think that when you're bloated, if it happens often, it's kind of blocking your intuition, and it can also cause anxiety because you're not able to breathe into your diaphragm, into your stomach with as much ease. So eating and making sure that your body feels good and that your diet is really nourishing you, I think is so important. Whether you're vegan or plant-based or paleo or keto, whatever it is, or you're just on a normal diet trying to eat more greens, I think it's just really important to really listen to how your body is responding and honor your resonance over everything. To me, honoring my resonance means not worrying about what I look like in the mirror, not worrying about anything external, but truly tuning into my internal landscape and letting that guide me through my life and my diet. So that's just a little spiel from me. I have been feeling really good in my body and with my diet. I haven't had a binge eating episode in a while, and that feels really good. And I'm just feeling pretty grounded, but all of that is just a result of being really, really present when I eat, and I'm really grateful. It just is getting easier and easier, and I hope that you're doing well in your relationship to food and with your body. And if you try any of these recipes out, tag me on Instagram, because I would love to see how you're nourishing yourself, and I hope to see you in a video soon. Bye!